Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. More free advice in the mail. This was in an email. It was titled, How to Fight and Persevere. Thought that might come in good. Might help you prepare. Because if stuff hits the fan, you don't know what you're going to have to do. Plus, there's some good advice in there for just everyday living, just how to deal with circumstances that might arise. He says that, you've heard the old adage, success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration, meaning you got to sweat, you got to work for it. And these are his 5 top strategies. Number 1, find your real supporters. He says it's critical that you find out quickly whom you can count on when the going gets tough, and who is only looking out for their own self-interest. Learn the difference between the two, protect yourself, and flank yourself with true supporters. Now, I agree with some of that. You definitely have to find your real supporters. I mean, out there on YouTube, my subscribers, you're my supporters. They're people who might watch 1 or 2 videos, and then they come over and make derogatory comments or call me other names, and they're not my supporters. Tell me why my methods won't work in trading and things like that. Well, they're not my supporters. I'll never reach them. That's not my point. People that like what I do and what I say and how I think, they'll find me and they'll support me. And those are the people who I focus on. Those are the people who I want to help. Those are the people who I want on my side and I want to be on their side. It's that simple. I used to call people worthless. Still do, actually. I have a mental list. And if you get on the worthless list, then you're worthless. You can find out who they are, but as Robert Ringer would say, and Harry Brown also, see, friends are people who you enjoy their company and you enjoy spending time with them. But when you have a problem, you shouldn't burden your friends with your problems. That's what they say, and I believe that too. I mean, that's part of being self-sufficient. Every now and then you might ask for a hand, and just like you might offer a hand. But when it gets down to it, really, I wouldn't judge somebody whether or not they're my friend because they couldn't come to my aid. That's a demand. That is a contingency put upon friendship that I don't think really has a place. I mean, the guys I go hang out and watch football with, I don't expect them to come over here and help me in the yard and around the 40. I really don't. But I'm probably getting off the point, so let's go back to how to fight and persevere. Number 2, know your end goal. In other words, you understand your goal, get crystal clear on it, and understand the reason for having that goal, your why. I think it was Anthony Robbins says you got to have a big enough why. If you have a big enough why, then you'll achieve your goal. You can't miss. I mean, it's like today, I wanted to get that yard cleaned up, and the big enough why was because it's supposed to rain tonight, and I don't want to have to be out in the slop cleaning things. Number 3, keep on keeping on. It says keep putting one foot in front of the other, one baby step at a time. Personally, I hate that phrase, baby steps. Just doesn't sound right to me. I just don't like it. No, you just do what you have to do. Sometimes the going is tough, the going is slow, but you just keep at it. You just keep chipping away, you keep working at it. It's like chopping wood. I mean, sooner or later I'm going to have it all done. Every day, every week, every month, I just go just a little bit more, a little bit more. You guys remember what this place looked like. You can go back and look at some of the first videos. It looks a lot different now. There's still a long way to go. A long way, but just a little bit, daily, weekly, monthly progress. on all fronts. And number 4, he says, as quickly as you are able, move to a useful emotional state. Sitting around moping works for a day or two, but then you need to channel that anger into action. I wouldn't even waste a day or two. It's like, get over it and get her done. I mean, yeah, we're human, and some things you'll choose to be mad about, you'll choose to be sad, but just remember, it's your choice. Nothing makes you mad or sad. It's all up here. And you can focus your energy and focus your thoughts and channel them so they work for you. I mean, if you think about results, what's the result? You go, well, if I do this, what's the result going to be? If that's not the result you want, then don't do it. It's really simple. And he says, number 5, develop your inner killer instinct. He says, for whatever reason, women in particular typically have a more difficult time with this. But when Ben Bernanke announces QE3 to infinity, or you peek at your latest brokerage statement and see only red negative, you need to come with something a little deeper and more grisly than, oh well. I think that gets back to personal responsibility and taking action. Yeah, that killer instinct. I mean, I honed my killer instinct playing sports, competitor. I mean, it was win or die. I mean, games were just, we were out for blood. We just didn't want to win. We wanted to kill, annihilate the other opponent. I mean, it's just that simple. There was no mercy, none at all. We were vicious. But, you know, that's the way the world is. You get out there in the job market, you got to be tough. You got to have a killer instinct. You really do. You can be a nice person, but you have to be a force to be reckoned with. And even on the internet, YouTube, forums, I tell you, there are people just chew you up and spit you out. You've got to have backbone. You got to, you know, as they say, you got to grow a pair, and it better be big, because you might get it from all sides. I mean, I've been taking flack for years, but I'm still standing. And a lot of the people that, you know, took me on, they're no longer around. And then some of them, they keep changing their names. You know, I've been the Rumpled One ever since I got an email address. So, it's pretty much that simple. Killer instinct. And let's see how he finishes up. Oh, he talks about, he quotes Will Smith and the Kung Fu Master. The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. But if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. Either you're getting off first or I'm going to die. It's really that simple. In other words, he's willing to do whatever it takes, but he's not going to be beaten. Just whatever it takes. It's part of the killer instinct. You know, if stuff hits the fan, you know, there's people out there, some are my friends, people I know here in the area. They just go, well, if it's going to be that bad, I just want to die. Yeah, they don't have that killer instinct. The reason I want to survive, I want to see how it all turns out. To me, it's a movie. I want to see the ending. I want to see how it turns out. I really do. Plus, I kind of like this place. So yeah, I'm willing to fight tooth and nail to the end. And people know if they tangle with me, it's like Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. I'm going to be the one leaving. Or nobody's going to leave. I tell you that right now. You just have to have that attitude. You just have to resolve that you'll only get pushed so far. You'll only take so much. And then it's game over. It's no rules. There's no timeouts. It's basically to the death. Killer instinct. You know, in a day-to-day normal situation, you don't have to really go to those extremes, but you should always be ready. You just never know. And you should always check yourself before you put yourself in a situation you can't get out of. I mean, somebody cuts you off in traffic, a lot of times it's just better just let it go. Because you don't know. They might have a gun. They might be looking for a reason to shoot somebody. A lot of times, though, people cut me off, depending on what they do. They don't know, but I've got a gun too. Not that I'm going to go road raging, but there's just some things you just can't be pushed. You know, I watch some videos on YouTube and people always carry, which is probably not a bad idea, especially if you go to a movie theater. But, or maybe a McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, all those places. Anywhere out in public, shopping mall. Because you just don't know what's going to happen next. You got to have that killer instinct, that willingness to survive, being prepared to survive. And that's what it's all about, fellow preppers. So, this free advice, how to fight and persevere. Let me know what you think. I think those are some good points, and maybe you've got some points to add. I'd like to hear them. We can start our own list. Because we all know, and I know if you've been watching my videos, you definitely know, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail.